I'm gonna get the mic out of my hair. Have you ever felt that there was something that maybe was stuck in your hair? Whether it was a thought or an event that kind of stuck with you. I want you to think about the most recent one, and then I want you to think about the one that stuck around for a while in these next 10 seconds. Okay. There's probably an uncountable number that produced a glimpse of time capsuled within divine mind. It isn't a bad memory because divine mind only supplies events of divinity. Oftentimes people say, I am stuck inside my mind. I have all these things that are clinging onto these thoughts that are creating a manifestation of a life of suffering. I'll tell you this and doing this allows me to exist not only in the present, but to go back into the past through divine mind and tell my forefathers, the amazing mothers, and all divine, you are a saint. Thank you. I never thought ever in my life I would resurrect into a time period where plants and fungi are as equally abused, if not more abused, than a human being. Get this. Back in the day, I'm saying way back in the day, I'm saying before we even started breaking thousands into two-digit numbers conjoined, there was only plants and fungi. And before that, heaven and earth. If I had to say, what was the thread that brought heaven and earth together? So simple. At an organic sense, I would say mycelium. Many people don't even know what mycelium is, and that's English. That's not even when the Supreme Lord said, mycelium in Sanskrit is mama si dada esta. I remember the first time I spoke that Sanskrit word after the Lord spoke through me. I said, it is. Makes total sense. In Sanskrit, mama often has a lot of different connotations, but one that's interesting is mama also means my. Mama si is divine. Dada in Sanskrit is often attributed to the gift. And esta is often in Sanskrit used as a word that is. My divine gift it is. For the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Spirit of this planet, to know that I am doing my role as a divine parent, caretaker, and creator of what is so much bigger than us, right below. Oftentimes, many people say space is a big place, but they can't seem to put their hands on it. I'll say you can put your hands within the energy of mycelium, just a small piece of it. And then you'll say to yourself, wow, that event or trauma that I see that glimpse of that sometimes sticks to me and it gets caught up in my hair is now making a new heavenly rope right there. And as that manifestation of time and space says, this is eternal healing. Forget that old place. Present healing. I've had clients of mine and my students receive their meditation jars, and they'll say to me after a few weeks, my jar got contaminated. And I can see the look in their face and the energy that they give. And it will be something that will represent a symbiosis of I always knew this was this was me. I'm contaminated. I have bad thoughts. I'm struggling in life, whatever. And the irony is, I'll never forget the first time I embarked on the journey. I was contaminated. I was places where I was neither existing nor living, but in full spirit. To ground myself, mycelium said, I'm willing to hear it. You just have to believe that I can hear it. In that time, 2 bins of mine that I first started for a private client got contaminated. Learned a lot about life, that life, even when contaminated, has a resurrection. That mycelium, even though can grow, could also cohabitate with other types of mold. So, after experiencing a sense of, whoa, I'm not good enough in life, what the earth said is, I have something very sacred and divine of mine, and I know that you are as well, and perhaps you haven't spent enough time in this part of life yet. Planting it back into the soil, bringing it back to earth, letting it go, not holding on to the fruitive results, looking at life as it is and saying, hmm, mycelium, when it's bruised or damaged, turns blue. When life feels blue, well, when maybe you say to yourself, I am getting my butt kicked, I'm black and blue all over. Perhaps that's just the Supreme Lord saying, there was once a time I've been and the existence and the air and the battlefield and what was the energy existing turned me blue. But I knew I was supremely good. My supreme will allowed me to show you. Only takes a humble warrior to make peace and then to find that no matter what the stress in life, whether somebody doesn't like something about you, whether the environment is chaotic or volatile, whether someone says with modern day medicine that sacred plants and fungi is more something that I would say is blasphemy, bigotry, and racism. I love the idea of saying the soil looks after me and the heavens guide me. The symbiotic relationship that I have with the cosmos could be replicated in grain. The threading and existence of this cosmos could be displayed through a photo of my brain to the photo of mycelium and to whatever photo NASA has to explain the existence of what's above us, when what's really below us makes more sense than anything else. We were just maybe told a weird story that made us scared of it. I'm not. Mm-mm. The divine nature in me says there was a demon of doubt that my Supreme Lord killed. And I'm gonna hold very fast to those who believe in doubt. There is no doubt in my mind the decisions that I make are within the divine supreme will of my Supreme Lord.